Casey Wardell and Shannon Wardell. This episode goes out to you.
This is episode 29.
29!
Like your favorite number.
We got married on the 29th.
They always bet on 29.
They do.
Black 29.
Black 29.
And we have a table game poll coming up just for them.
Yeah, we do. God, that guy's a gambler.
Roulette didn't win.
No, he did not. He plays roulette. He plays he doesn't play craps, really.
They're probably going to try to talk me into gambling, and I'm going to say...
He's been trying to cut back.
Money?
He's really been trying to cut back.
Yeah.
At least that's what he's told me. I don't know if that's true or
Alright.
not. This one's just you and me, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Actually, it's good. We don't get to hang out, really.
No. We're going to this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully. Going camping.
We try to record some episodes there because I'm going to be gone in Vegas for the APP conference.
Yeah. APP.
Association of Professional Piercers.
Oh, I thought it was something different.
Association of Professional Photographers. Pornographic photographers.
I was going to go someplace really bad, and so it's okay. I'm just not going to go there.
Go for it.
Nope, I don't want to go there.
All right.
Yeah.
Pervert.
But check out wishsidepodcast.com and click on Amazon if you're going to buy anything online.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Right now, we still only need one.
I'm actually going to purchase something probably today or tomorrow. I don't know if that counts. It should. I'm using not the same account, so it should.
Well, it's technically an account under my name,
yeah, so
that doesn't violate anything.
So it doesn't violate anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be making a purchase. I'm going to buy some TV antennas.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so I can actually get over-the-air TV.
They still have that?
Digital, yeah. It's like $10 for an antenna on Amazon. Check it out, y'all.
I'm surprised that the how uncommon pirate TV is, how easy it would be for people.
Now even especially.
Yeah.
You're going to the digital TV museum.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can still pick up the analog waves.
Yeah.
You just send them out.
Hey, if everyone wants to do it, I'll give you some content to put on. Swing.
Sick. And then if anyone's running any free radio out there, feel free to use our podcast. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Events going on this week though. Not too much.
Not too much.
Just go to the events page at wishsidepodcast.com.
Yeah,
everything's listed.
We are going to be having an event on June 1st.
Yeah, kickball, bocce ball,
and possibly some basketball.
And just to let you know, at the park we're going to be at, Liberty Park, they also have a little playground for kids that has water, so it's also like a water splash park. So if you have kids,
super friendly family F words event.
Family F words event.
But yeah,
3 o'clock on Saturday. Just hang out, have some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna be meeting by the bocce ball court and the basketball court and the tennis court.
Yeah. Hope to see you there, man.
Shout out to Camden for making a flyer for us. That was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much the events for the week. Anything else? If you want to check out events in your community, or if you want to add your community's events, just let us know.
If you want us to do a shout out for your event, just drop us a line.
Yeah. Whichsidepodcast.com.
Bam.
That's it. It's still recording.
Oh.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side? Which side are you on? 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 Which side are you on?
These allergies are killing me for a little while.
I hate waking up with dry, like everything. My face feels dry.
I feel bad because people would like hear the nasaliness and the sniffing, so I apologize. Yeah. But I'm drinking tea.
What a
How's
jerk.
your chai tea?
It's finished. Complete.
Was it good?
I downed it.
I haven't tried that chai tea with soy milk. I always just do it straight.
Chai tea is one of my favorite.
How does that rank?
Like a 3.
Out of a 3? That's pretty fucking good.
3, yeah. Out of 3.
3 out of 100.
Yeah. Well, you did make it.
I pushed a button on a machine, so I gotta give you that.
It was okay.
I've never added the soy milk to it. I've always just done it straight.
Yeah.
As black. So what's going on with your car?
Just lagging. I don't know. When I accelerate, it lags.
When you accelerate, it lags.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell that something's fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes like really cool racing noises.
Is it just like not getting into gear, or
I don't know what it is.
you're like, I don't fucking know anything about cars.
I don't really. I know how to change brake pads and spark plugs. That's about it.
I taught you both those things.
Probably.
Yeah. I learned them by reading about them on the internet.
I know how to change oil too.
I've read about it.
You unscrew a cap. Pour more in. Right?
It's a little more complicated than that. You have to drain the old stuff out.
Says who?
Yeah, that just burns off, right?
It goes away. Goes somewhere. Why does it get low otherwise? Yeah. Cars.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, man.
For a 91, I have 47,000 miles on it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because I'm an environmentalist.
It's because you got a dead lady's car.
I did.
Who didn't use it. Like, how many years did it not get used?
She drove it probably every week a block to the pharmacy.
Really?
Or something like that.
I didn't even know she used it that
maybe
much.
once a month. She didn't drive it.
Oh, your uncle drove it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's sweet.
My grandma's the dead lady, by the way.
She is.
He's so compassionate.
She was a sweetheart.
She was.
Yeah. I'm compassionate. She's just dead, and she was a lady. She was a true lady, like a lady by all accounts lady. Like
She drank, she smoked, she was pretty cool.
But she only smoked Benson and Hedges.
Yes.
Yeah, she was like, she was yeah.
Like I didn't know, like I don't know cigarettes and brands and stuff, but like when I sold them when I was a kid, like I would always know like, oh, Benson and Hedges, that's what my grandma smokes. And so when the old ladies would come in and get it, I'd be like, my grandma smokes this too.
Yeah, she I never saw her eat solid food ever, not once.
She would always try to pass her food off to me as a kid, and I'd always be like, I can't eat it, Grandma.
I know for a long time she was on a strict liquid diet of alcohol.
Oh no, yeah, she had to get her booze taken away from her before she got better.
Yeah,
she almost died from that alone. Yep.
That's what you get when you own a bar, I guess.
Yeah, they owned a bar. They owned the Pride Club. Different meaning back then.
What was the meaning back then?
I don't know. Pride?
I don't know. Pride. Dude, I'm super stoked about this book. I keep flipping through it. So I just got Stay Solid, a radical handbook for youth from AK Press.
It looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
You didn't like the fat statement.
Yeah, I get shit for this all the time, but I don't fucking care. I'm not into fat acceptance. Like, I'm just not.
I understand.
I understand why some people when I say that, I mean, I think overweight is one thing, obese is another, and morbidly obese, I think is unacceptable. And that's what I mean.
Think
like,
most doctors would agree with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're morbidly obese. You should love yourself. You should love yourself. Mm-hmm. Love yourself enough to not be morbidly obese. Now, I'm overweight. I'm not like, I'm not saying it to be thin. Mm-hmm. But just when you hit that point, I'm just not. But for the most part, bad behavior got you to that point. I'm not about accepting that bad behavior.
What about from a poverty standpoint, where most areas of poverty are more likely to buy things that are not good for you?
Like, I know that's going to sound to a lot of people, but if you're in a true impoverished country, you don't have the high caloric fast food and junk food. You're in a poverty in a high privileged area. So,
well, okay, that's what I'm talking about. You've worked retail.
Yep.
I worked retail.
I think
even in retail,
I think food deserts are fucked up, and it needs to change. I totally agree with that.
Well, but
not everyone who lives in a food desert is morbidly obese.
You know that there's the category for low income, and that is statistically candy and stuff like that. And that's...
I think the biggest problem is that things like EBT cards can be used on highly processed food. I don't think it should be able to. Like, and maybe, that's my ignorance, and maybe someone can educate me on this. I don't know. But I think in areas where there is a food desert, that needs to be addressed. I think that needs to be addressed first and foremost before you can really have these conversations. But where there isn't a food desert and you do have access to actual produce and you have actual access to dried beans and dried rice, that should be what you should be getting.
It should be what people should be.
And so I think it's a combination of education and what's available.
But for
but I'm not about, like, my whole thing is that, like, I don't blame people. Like, I don't look at somebody who's in that situation. I don't blame them for it. I understand it. But I'm not about to look at somebody who's morbidly obese and just say, love yourself because you're morbidly obese. No, like, love yourself enough to fix being morbidly obese. Let's figure out,
If, like, 99-cent chicken patties from fast food were vegan, I would eat the shit out of those.
Yeah. I totally understand it.
I'm not a healthy person.
No. And, yeah, like I said, I totally understand it. But, if subsidies went away, a lot of these problems would go away. But I think the first and foremost, we gotta fix food desert problems. We live in an area where we don't have that problem.
No.
Even in downtown Salt Lake, we don't have food deserts here. But if you go into major metropolitan areas, Chicago, New York, they don't have fresh produce. And when they do, it's too expensive. That needs to be fixed first and foremost. And that needs to be fixed before you continue to offer assistance to people. I think it would do better for the community to have the availability of that produce and that food than the availability to give them a card where they can go buy Snickers and frozen burritos.
Yeah, I agree.
And if if you want to get serious, that's where it needs to fix. But I'm not about to look at somebody who is fat and say, and when I say fat, I mean morbidly obese. I'm not just talking like, hey, you're overweight. That's I'm talking about. If you don't know the levels, that's like the extreme. But unfortunately, a lot of Americans are at that extreme now. Both my parents are at that extreme. It's fucking disgusting to me. And there's no excuse for them. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm not going to look at my dad and be like, love yourself even though you're fucking fat because of your unbelievably greedy choices that you make and your horrible decisions that you do because you want to please a fake God. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Well, that's the thing. God doesn't care if you're fat.
I like this God already.
I got in a fight with my parents about God again.
That's not shocking.
Yeah. It happens all the time. They say something along the lines of, I don't know.
Have you ever noticed they won't talk about it with me? Ever?
They brought you up.
Yeah, they'll talk to you about me, but they won't talk to me about it.
They always say that you caused me to be atheist when it was the other way around.
I talked about it on here. I totally admit that. I mean, I was agnostic.
Yeah.
I just never was atheist.
I was totally Mormon when you were agnostic.
Yeah, so I mean...
It was just my own personal choice to... I studied, I learned, and I educated myself.
Yeah, totally.
So, but, like... I think I said something stupid like, I think Gwen's Catholic or something like that.
I mean, looking at Gwen, I would agree. I mean,
yeah,
very pristine, I was wearing those big outfits.
Yeah, I was trying to categorize like what religion each of the animals at my parents' house would probably be. Something simple as that, because obviously that's important. And so they're like, no, they're all Mormon. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I was totally kidding, but...
they're all Mormon. And all serious about it.
Well, they had just it was Sunday, so they probably just gotten back from church or whatever. And they're like, and we know that you still have a testimony. Like, I don't. How many times
you technically have a testimony. Your testimony would go like this. I like to bear my testimony. I know the church is false.
I love my mom and dad.
I love my mom and dad. My brothers and sisters.
And Joseph Smith was a false prophet. Oh, that would be funny to do.
That would I would pay to record that in a church.
Yeah, I'll consider it.
Like seriously, I totally like. I wonder. I don't think.
Would you think they'd excommunicate me?
Oh no, I don't think like because that would have to go all the way up the hierarchy of the church. I don't think a local bishop or local place would do anything.
I'm technically still Mormon, and so are you.
Technically, yeah.
We can't get away.
It's really fucking hard, actually.
Like, I've sent letters in asking to be removed from the list. They just deny it, pretty much.
Yeah, basically what they do is, and then if you really push it hard, they'll contact your family and be like, you need to pressure them and make sure they understand the implications
of leaving the
of
church.
leaving the church, yeah. So I don't push it just because...
Like, you just have to be Glenn Beck and get excommunicated.
Did Glenn Beck get he got excommunicated once, but he's back.
Yeah, he's back again.
Fucker. I heard he was vegan. From him. I don't know if he still was, but he's a dick. Fuck him.
I don't want him on our team.
I don't claim him.
I really do more bad than good.
Isn't that what we say about PETA?
Yeah. Although I think they're very important to a certain extent.
Yeah, I wouldn't say PETA's as bad as Glenn Beck.
I don't know. I don't know if he kills cats.
Wouldn't surprise me. He hunts. I know that.
Yeah.
He was vegan strictly for health reasons. He talked about it like at a Texas thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he was being truthful or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So whatever.
Whatever. Exactly.
So how did I come up with this discussion of religion?
So it got to the point of
besides them blaming me.
Well, yeah, they said, well, we know you once had a really strong testimony, and I know that once you have a family that you'll want what's best for your kids. And I said, I'm not gonna have kids. That's the plan so far. Well, you might change your mind. Even if I do, even if Mari does, we're not Mormon.
Yeah,
we're not religious. That's just what it is.
Do they think I'm going to change my mind or Callie? It's not like I forced Callie to believe anything.
I don't know what. They were just trying to argue with me, and they're like, so why isn't it true? And I'm like, you really want to go down this road? And so, like, I told them all the reasons why I felt that there's no God. And that doesn't ever go good when we start getting into this.
It does not.
And then the usual, but I only believe in one less God than you guys. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the 10,000 gods that there are, just leaving one less than you. But it got to the point where my mom said, well, I know that it's true. My grandpa visited me after he died and said that you were in heaven with him, and he talked to me, and I said, I'm biting my tongue super hard because, you don't want to say, what drugs were you on or anything else like that. You're trying to be nice to my mom. I just said, that's weird. You're the first person to ever say it was weird. Didn't go well.
The best way I found to handle those situations when they start talking about those things is just tell them flat out, I don't want to discount what you believe happened. Mm-hmm. And leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
You can't argue. At that point, you can't argue.
So I'm still curious about how I came up.
You came up because they said that I had a strong testimony, and then you changed after I started hanging out with you.
Okay.
Something like that. And I'm like, that's inaccurate.
That's highly inaccurate.
But whatever.
That's really funny. Like, it's funny that that's the way that they view things. But I mean, you're their baby boy, so I mean, they're gonna do it the way they want. I don't think they've come to terms with me and Callie.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as sort of the religious aspect goes.
They were asking about Mari. They're like, well, what does she believe in? I'm like, she's more spiritual than I am.
She believes in ghosts.
Yeah.
That's the more spiritual part, right?
Yeah, she believes that something might happen, but she's totally in.
Have you ever tried going down the aspect of, I wish I believed?
Yeah, no. I said it would be really nice to believe. I don't know if I've talked to my parents about it too much.
I don't think they would get that.
No.
Because they're just like, well, then just believe.
It would be so easy to be able to rely on something in the sky to be like, fucking help me through this fucking prison shit.
Fuck that. It would just be so much easier to be like, Mom, Dad, I believe. Quit fighting with me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. Like, it's that simple of an
It's
aspect.
not like it's a fun thing to not believe.
No, yeah.
It's just logical.
It's one thing to believe in a different religion than your parents, and it's a wholly different thing to not believe in any religion.
Yeah, and it's so weird though because like atheism has such a like negative connotation. Like,
and so does anarchist. I feel like
yeah,
we get like double whammied.
Yeah, and especially like it's just ridiculous because the concept of atheism is totally like. If a baby is born and not taught anything, by nature it would be atheist. Because it was never taught of anything.
It was never taught the belief of God.
Yeah. And so what is...
I mean, it might wonder and have questions.
Yeah, I mean, like, what happened, and that's why...
How does this plant grow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea of God is totally where you're born. It depends on what God you believe in, what family you grew up in. It's funny to me, like. So what makes them wrong, and what makes you right? What makes you right and them wrong? Like, I don't know.
You know, one of the things that I've always tried to do, and this is why one of the reasons I love living out here in suburbia, is that like to prove that you can be from this completely counterculture ideals and be normal. Like, yeah, we're vegan. Yeah, we're atheists. You know, yeah, we're anarchists. And yeah, our kid goes to school with you and you would never know because, you know, it's not like crazy. This is normal beliefs. This is this is not outside the realm of possibility. This is just, you should believe the same thing too. Let's talk about it. Like it's a way of breaking some of those divides down. Which I've had great experiences with. You know, I found, at least myself, so subdivided, especially living in urban areas where you're only around vegans, you're only around anarchists, you're only around, and you're only not when you're in a confrontational setting, demonstrations or whatnot. But now I've really forced myself out of that. Not that I couldn't do that downtown. I think a lot of us just maturing and growing up.
Yeah.
But I've strived really hard to maintain that normalcy. That's why I've never pierced my ears or done anything else.
I held off on piercing my ears for a really long time.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not trying to say that.
My whole idea of why I never chose to pierce or stretch my ears while I was doing, like, when I was really, my life was activism, I didn't because I wanted to be able to go approach people easier.
Yeah.
And
it's a sad fact. People, news crews, when they go show up at a protest, they're going to find people that have face tattoos, neck tattoos, the huge gauges, their septum pierced. They're going to find them to put in front of the TV. That's who they're looking for, you know, because that sensationalizes whatever it is, and people don't take you seriously, but it makes great ratings because people will stay on that channel to watch that.
Yeah.
And I always try to stay away from that and be like, no, I'm normal, I'm wearing a suit, we're just...
Remember that absurd suit that Berg used to always wear?
Which one? He always had them.
Like the bright purple.
God, he's always...
pink.
I just don't get how he wore them and not sweated to death.
I
polyester.
know, in the middle of summer.
God.
Holy shit, those things. Bright yellow.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. Most fucked up parties I ever went to were at his house.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if he ever listens to this. If you listen to this, you throw fucked up parties.
He probably...
He's probably proud of that fact. So I'm not.
I do throw fucked up parties.
I do throw fucked up parties. Yeah.
I don't want to ask. I'll ask you later.
I'll tell you later too.
Okay.
Oh God. I can't wait to go camping though this weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna be super fun.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Which Side Rendezvous though.
Yeah.
Looking at the train, perfect for Still the Flag.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be so fun. Playing games of...
I'm trying to figure out how should we play Still the Flag. Like, do you want to play it the touch or should we
Black versus red.
Okay, but how do you get people out? You have to touch them. You have to pull like like a touch football where you have to pull like a flag off.
I say touch football style would be very.
It'd be easy.
It'd be easier, and because you don't want to get into the issues of touching and stuff like that. And when you have like flags hanging off of you, you're less likely to get into that kind of thing. And also the conflict of like actually like cornering somebody. It might not make. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like grabbing someone physically is not going to be appropriate.
No, I totally agree with that. That's what I was wondering. If vegan paintballs were cheaper, I would say we should do it paintball style, but they're so fucking expensive.
Yeah, fucking gelatin.
Yeah, fuck you, gelatin.
You could always do airsoft guns, but that wouldn't do
No. I would be down.
That wouldn't do anything but just hurt.
Exactly, but I don't know a lot of people wouldn't play if that was the case.
Of course not. Because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't leave a mark or anything.
It just fucking hurts.
You're just being an asshole at that point.
Yeah.
I probably still have a welt on my...
From when I shot you?
Yeah.
No, you don't have a welt now. But it was funny. Come on.
Yeah, funny. When I was a kid, I got shot by a BB gun or something like that. And it was like on 10 pumps. You can those pump ones. Yeah. That thing hurt so bad.
My neighbor
embedded it. It
those pump guns got powerful.
Oh yeah, it embedded it.
So my neighbor had one of those, and we were shooting his garbage can with it. Mm-hmm. We would pump it once into his garbage can. We were trying to get how far back we could do it before we hit the garbage can. Mm-hmm. We got so far back that one pump we had to aim up to lob it to hit the garbage can because one pump's not very powerful. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, you should pump it more." I'm like, "Oh, you can pump it more?" Because I didn't know. So I pump it a bunch of times, and we're back where we're at, and I aim it up like we had been. I shot, and it went all the way across the street, shot out my neighbor's window.
Sweet.
Yeah. I ran.
That's what you get.
Oh, I never got caught.
I broke a window with a baseball before.
I say I never got caught. Years later, after I got married, I actually told that neighbor that it was me who did it. And he's like, "I always thought it was you." I'm like, "Yeah. Sorry."
I still fucking hate you.
He made us an amazing wedding gift.
That's awesome. Yeah. Could your dad make a campfire smelling candle?
He could if he wasn't an asshole.
Why is he an asshole?
I'm just saying. There's just been drama this last week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your dad looks like a pug.
Okay. People say I look like my dad, so I don't know what that...
No, you don't look like your dad. I mean by, like, pugs always look sad.
He is always sad and depressed. It's all that goddamn cholesterol in his system. And if you didn't eat animals that were terrified as they were dying, you wouldn't live a shitty fucking life.
God bless. God don't care.
He invited me to a church camp out last weekend.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
He didn't get it when I was like, I don't think you would want me there.
Yeah.
He's like, why not? I'm like, all you guys are going to do is talk about God and pray. And I was like, yep, that's what we do. Yep, that's what you do.
When Mari was here, they invited us to church.
She should go at least once. It's interesting to go just to see how it works.
So fucking surreal to go now. Like, you see all the...
I mean, I would gladly go to other churches.
You see all, like, the shit going on.
Yeah.
Mari's super, like, not about that, though. She's like, I want to be married by a judge. I don't want any religion. I don't want a chapel. I don't...
How's all that
either.
coming?
Huh?
How's all the wedding planning coming? What's the new developments of your wedding?
Right now, the visa, they're saying September, I think, sometime possibly.
Okay.
That they would send the NOA2, which is notification of arrival or acceptance, I think. A notification of acceptance. And then she has to go meet with the embassy. And then they approve her at that point. And then she will have to fly back here.
And then she has 90 days.
Yeah, if they accept her when she gets here. Because they can with a visa they can still deny you at the border, more or less.
It's unlikely, but they can.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, I mean, we're not sketch or anything, so
yeah.
But yeah, and then 90 days after that point that we have to get married.
It's the September. She wants it outside. That's probably not going to happen.
What we're hoping is Yeah, I mean, even if the NOA 2 comes in September, that doesn't mean that she's going to be here in September.
I mean, because it starts snowing first week of October usually. Doesn't stick, but you'll get 1 or 2 snowstorms, which means that there's no flowers or anything outside.
No, there's not going to be any flowers outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all die at that point.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully, I want her to experience summer here.
Yeah, she's only been here in the winter.
Yeah, and that's a bad impression of Utah.
And this last winter was fucking terrible, especially the time she was here, because she didn't get here until winter really just kicked
she
in.
got here the day after Christmas.
And it just was fucking storms the entire time she was here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she really needs to see the beauty.
And she left on Valentine's, and so it started to warm up 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, I mean,
it sucks.
You could probably count the days on one hand that it wasn't snowing when she was here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And she was here for a good long time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, she'll experience it eventually.
Yeah, it was a weird winter for us this year. Just like it's gonna be a weird summer, just like it was in Denver too. Mm-hmm. It snowed so late, and we got the water so late that most of it we're not going to keep. It's just going to cause more of a drought problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck it indeed.
Plus, we had an early melt, and then we had a couple hard freezes.
We're getting some rain lately, though.
Yeah, but the problem was that with the hard freezes, things were trees were budding and acorns and stuff were budding, and then it froze and we lost it. So it's going to drive wildlife down further because they're not going to have the food because of the hard freezes.
My parents lost all of the fish in their pond
because of it. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been not good. I feel bad for a lot of the farmers this year because of it. I know alfalfa is going to have a hard time. I know lots of them are going to be really bad.
Yeah.
But going further east, you have the same problem. Going to Denver, they have the same problem there. I mean, even a little bit worse because we take some of their precipitation, and then going into Kansas.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kansas.
So we need Vermont. Hold on. What was it? It was West Virginia,
South Dakota,
Vermont, Rhode Island, Kansas, Alabama. Is that it?
You're in Canada.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. Whoa. What was that big country?
Hold on. So, South Dakota, Kansas, Alabama, West Virginia, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and Vermont. We need some listens
there. What was that big country in South America?
South America.
I've never been to South America. I've always wanted to.
I've been there.
I know you have.
I rocked it there.
That one.
That's Brazil.
Brazil, you rock my socks.
I was gonna say Brazil. So we got.
Yeah, I thought it was Brazil, but I didn't want to.
We got Colombia.
What's that little one?
Argentina, Brazil. That one.
France.
That's not accurate.
That's not accurate at all. But what is that?
That's one of the weird ones.
It's a colony of France.
It's
that's why it's calling it that. See?
Yeah, there's.
It's next to Suriname.
Suriname, and then there's Guyana, but yeah,
Venezuela.
Those ones are always changing.
El Salvador? We got El Salvador.
Those three are always kind of weird.
Yeah.
Splitting up and joining and what have you.
Sweet. Well, if you're in Brazil, I love you.
Yeah.
Fuck America and their cotton industry too.
We don't have any in Africa.
None in Africa. What can we do to get Africa?
I don't know. I think we could probably get South Africa pretty easily.
Yeah, we could get somebody in South Africa.
And then Northern Africa as well.
Libya.
Egypt. All that stuff.
I'm gonna work on South Africa. I'm gonna start getting people in South Africa.
South Africa? Yeah. And then North Africa too.
Well, I meant Africa in general. I don't know why I said South Africa. South Africa is just a country.
How are we going to get Antarctica?
It's not even on the map.
I know it's not. But we don't have any in Russia either.
Does Russia have like a?
We just need one in Russia, and then it'll be
huge on the map. I know.
Huge.
I wonder if Russia do they have like the weird internet rules like the Great Wall does in China? But they listen to us in China.
Yeah, we got some China folks.
We got some China.
We got 29 out of China. Beijing.
Most of them are in Beijing, but a couple other provinces, which is awesome. I don't even want to begin to try to pronounce these provinces. But you guys are awesome. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
like, it's craziness.
It's weird to think that people listen all over the world.
Yeah.
Our second largest listener base is the United Kingdom. Besides the United States.
US. Yeah.
So, and then it goes from that point. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but super awesome.
Anything else going on with the stupid deep green resistance?
Not that I know of.
Just the same bullshit.
Yeah, we just I mean, obviously we're recording this super early in the week, so
yeah, because we're going camping.
Yeah, so it's a Tuesday.
Yeah,
but so like there might be stuff that happens later.
Yeah,
but
who knows?
I don't know. As of right now, I know that they weren't making any statements about Eric McVeigh, but now they're saying that he tried to overthrow the entire project and claim it all for himself, and that's why he left. And then they're like just talking a bunch of shit on him because he left. But they're trying to say that it wasn't for transphobia. Transphobia was only one issue.
Well, he was very adamant on that issue when he left. That's why he left.
Yeah, they're saying that he pretty much is lying about it, from what I gathered.
So why would he leave then?
Because he was trying to take control and throw a coup.
Yeah, because they're transphobic dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck all of them.
Yeah. I posted something online with the which side are you on, the B-Dolan one?
Yeah.
CC McDonald.
It's a great version of it.
It's a really good version of it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not on your side.
Dude,
Deep green.
I'm gonna play that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play that right now.
Yeah.
Have a listen, folks.
Don't let them escape unpunished.
A transgender African-American woman is facing trial for murder after an incident outside a Minneapolis bar where she was reportedly harassed and then physically attacked.
Reportedly interrogated without counsel, placed in solitary confinement. McDonald's supporters have said the case is symptomatic of the bias against transgender people and African-Americans in the criminal justice system.
Who let the torch pass, fall in the tall grass? Fire alarm, why is this on? What do you call that? Call it predictable political cliche. So when the movie ends, the revolution's dead. Replay the sequence of events that led to these deep divisions. I realize the order wrong, people are in prison. The children want to know if I believe in the reptilians. I tell them I don't know, but on the TV I see lizards. When action was in fashion, you were such an easy mimic. Bumper sticker, quote lifting, rip no statistic. Grasp for the strong man, born again cynic. Fair weather fire brand sparked my suspicion. Knew you were the type to take the fight like a gimmick and rock the t-shirt when your sweat wasn't in it. The clock is still ticking for the victim of the future. You wait until they look like you to ever choose, but
I'm dealing with homophobia in hip-hop, big lyrics and things like that.
That's homo? Yeah. You talking about? Yeah. I can't even talk to you about that.
ask the industry.
What I represent culturally doesn't condone it whatsoever.
Do you think that a gay rapper would ever be accepted in hip-hop culture?
Who wrote the greatest lines of our generation, but couldn't get from under their own small-minded hate trip? The same rappers say they troop in the front lines and casually use the word faggot as a punchline. That's not a man, that's not a tough guy. That is a sucker and a fraud to the culture. Hip-hop is folk music grown from the struggle, and half these fools could put the mic down and run as a Republican. Fuck them, then they learn from their own wrong. Homophobes don't go to my shows, we too strong. And if you in the front row harassing girls during a song, I'ma reach out and ask you exactly. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? You ain't gotta like it. Which side are you on?
This is what we are faced with. And this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I'm on the side of poor people getting organized. I'm on the side of choice where it is in short supply. I'm on the side of those the system doesn't authorize. LGBT, we We are on the side of pride, justice and equality. Egypt to Wisconsin when they march against the policy. If you bring it down to king, I'm on your side probably. Kids will give me shit for this, it really doesn't bother me. They were not around when we were wrestling with poverty. So I follow run and ask no one to follow me. Use your own mind, use your heart and your anger. Check yourself because apathy is a cancer. And let your action be the answer.
Super good.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I when I first heard it, I was totally taken aback by it. I think it was really, really good. You don't, unfortunately, you don't hear a lot of hip hop going in that direction.
Yeah,
there's some, you know.
I think it's starting to change. Like even Macklemore, he has "Same Love" out,
yeah,
which is a song completely about.
I didn't know that. I don't know.
It's about gay rights and marriage and everything else like that. Super awesome. I think it's headed in a new direction, but there's still a lot of work to go in the hip hop movement. And if you know anything about like the hip hop culture, like back in the day,
is it just because of the religious aspect of it?
I think a lot of there's probably a little bit of that in it, but I don't know. I think it's just like even in that song where it talks about like would you say like homo? No, I can't talk to you about that. You know, like it's just pure like ignorance of anything. Like they no acceptance.
Is it kind of like just a fear like it is with like Republicans talking about climate change? They just have such a fear of even talking about it, even though they might believe it.
I think like from a prison perspective, I know that it was like a sign of weakness to be.
Well, historically it always was viewed that way. That's how it was viewed in the Bible. Also, that's what the whole Sodom and Gomorrah was about. It wasn't about homosexuality. It was that it was a way to dominate people, males in particular. So,
and I think that plays a large role also in like hip hop is like you don't want it to be a sign of weakness either, and I think, like I said, I think things are changing, and I hope that they do.
Yeah, I mean the times are changing, so I mean at least. I mean, I've seen...
But that's the liberal agenda.
It's totally true. I mean, we've seen it growing, change in the last 10 years dramatically, where, 10 years ago, I would tell you, yes, it'll be on the horizon that in my lifetime, I think I'll see complete acceptance of, like gay marriage and equality that way. To now, I'm saying I'll see that in the next couple of years. Like not just my lifetime. Like 10 years ago, though, I thought I'd be way older. I mean, it's been a dramatic change, and it's just going to continue. Like I don't know why people are still fighting it so hard. Like the youth don't fucking care.
No, I think we talked about it in the past. How Yo.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it on here. I know we've talked about it. But Yo is very... I believe Baltimore is where it's really being originated from, but they use the term Yo as a gender neutral term instead of he or she. Almost ambiguously. Like it's just that is what the youth is using. They use it when they know the gender, and they use it when they don't know the gender. And I love it. It's with the first gender neutral word.
It's actually taken.
Gender neutral pronoun that I can actually, like, I know there's been lots of attempts in the past,
Z
but
and...
like Z and yo, I think really can work and really can catch on. I know that you tried using it and you kind of changed your vocabulary.
It's difficult for sure.
It is difficult to change your vocabulary, but it's so much better because
I think it flows really
people
well.
Understand what you mean. Where like if you're using the other ones that the people have tried to use, the average person doesn't understand what you mean.
Yeah, like you could say, Yo was talking about economics. You know, it flows.
It flows.
It does.
Yeah,
and like sometimes the other ones, like when I've heard they used sometimes as a gender neutral because it's not specific. So
that's what I usually use.
So they were talking about economics.
Mm-hmm. But when you have to identify a specific person, you can't use they. Really.
Well, no, but there's certain individuals who identify as they now.
Yeah,
and that's always confusing for me because I sense there's multiple people that are being talked about, and so I always get confused.
Yeah, I know. It seems like more than one.
So
yeah,
they who are we talking about? Obviously, we're talking about person A, but who's person B? Oh, we're only talking about person
there's
A.
only one person.
Yeah, and so like, I mean, that's something simple that I could get over with, but I think yo is easier than that.
And I really hope it catches on because right now it's only with like the majority of the youth in Baltimore. But if it gets caught on the lexicon of some like major people that can actually change it, like if a couple of celebrities started using it, it could actually change the vernacular of the entire English language.
It'd be so sweet.
Which it's very rare to change pronouns in an established language. I don't know of another example in the English language where it's caught on, which it needs to because the English language is one that it doesn't. There's other languages that do have very, but we unfortunately don't.
And it's something simple. I think it will catch on. They've done tests with kids too, right?
Yeah. They did tests with the kids in Baltimore, and it's natural for them. That's just how they do it. And it's now they're looking to see if they'll continue that into adulthood, basically past high school and early stages of college. But they use it, when they can't identify gender. They use it when they can identify gender. They use it to friends. They use it. It's just a general term.
So it's not super slang. It's actual in their.
If you just heard one person, you would say it was slangy, but it's the entire culture. So it's not slangy at that point. That's just how they identify. Awesome. I think it's awesome.
That's way cool.
I think it's way cool.
Hopefully that will spread.
Yeah. I think in the studies that they were doing, if they could identify, basically what they do is they'd give them a picture and they describe the picture, and they'd make the pictures clearly male or female or ambiguous. Right, and so even when they were clearly male or female, they would still describe them as yo. Like yo is, taking out the trash, or yo is cooking dinner, instead of he is cooking dinner, or and that's so they were doing it when it was ambiguous and they couldn't tell, and they were doing it. It was like 60 some odd. I can't remember exactly, but it was more than half the time they were using the general neutral term yo.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and I think it's more amazing that they did it themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing that was forced upon them. It's just as a culture, they're getting away from that recognition. And I think that's more telling of society than anything else, especially coming from that.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about books. We got that radical...
Yeah, I got Stay Solid.
Yeah.
A Radical Handbook for Youth. Just came out in AK Press. If you don't have it, check it out.
I think we already we were talking about your disagreement with the fat thing, but
yeah.
What book do you think changed your life the most, just in general? Besides the Bible.
What book changed my life the most? Diet for a New America by John Robbins.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that one about?
It's just about why you should be vegan.
Yeah?
It's the book that I read when I was vegetarian that made me go vegan.
Awesome.
And yeah, I'd say it's nothing like it's not like a groundbreaking work. I recommend it to people still, but it changed my life the most because it's the book that I read that made me say no more excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I read it. I mean, I read it at such a young age and I understood it. It was very clear. It was concise.
Do you think, like that book right there? I look at it and it looks fairly easy to read. Do you think that most kids would pick it up and not think it is dry? I'm used to.
I haven't read it yet, so I can't say that.
I'm used to like the crime think genre when I was a youth, where it's very much.
I think that has a place, but I think this is more for people who aren't into like the punk ethics of things.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I like the. I mean, some of the books that I loved, Evasion and.
Looking at this. This is exactly the type of book I would have read later years of junior high and high school. I totally would have read it. Maybe not cover to cover.
Yeah,
but what I like about it,
it's
it breaks it down into your different things. Like you want to read about immigration and migration. Here's this section for you, and it's not very long. They're almost like pamphlet-y sections, and so.
I do see like there are some like comics in there and stuff. And,
yeah.
And that's like the more of the style that I was thinking.
Here's a comic about the Zapatistas.
And so I think that's super awesome. I think radical books geared towards kids are so great because there's so few. And that's when you need to get them.
That's when you gotta get the hooks in.
But no, like if there was that kind of stuff out when I was a kid, I would just ate it up.
You know, for me, like if I was reading this, I would have eaten it up because more for the aspect that you feel like my ideas, I'm not alone.
Yeah,
you know exactly. What I mean. And I think that's what a lot of kids still have, and that's what I loved about the hardcore scene with me. That's what it did. It gave me that out where I could go and I'm not alone in all these beliefs. But when I wasn't there, I was alone. And so like I think it's great in those aspects. Whether or not kids who aren't already leaning towards that will get up and read it, I hope. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know.
I always have, like when I was in prison, I had a lot of youth writing me, asking me like book recommendations.
Yeah.
And that's hard for me.
hard.
That's so hard for me. Like, I'm like, well, I usually go through like some good books that were eye-openers for me. Although, like, I kind of am not on the same political ideology as him. Daniel Quinn novels like Ishmael.
I've never read any.
The Story of B, My Ishmael. They're great books. Story of B is probably my favorite.
See, but I have this is really weird. I don't read as much as I want to. For one, let me be very clear on that.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm reading all the time. I try, but things get in the way. But I have a really hard time reading fiction because like I've always, and maybe this is just something I got to get over. But I'm always like, if I'm going to spend time to sit down, I should be learning, not just...
But you watch TV.
Not anymore.
Well, you did watch TV.
I did. No, you're right.
And you watch movies.
Yeah.
And they're works of fiction as well.
I totally agree. But to me, that was passive, where I didn't have to be actively engaged in readings, actively engaged, which is better. I'm not saying it's not, but it didn't allow me to shut down.
But when works of fictions, the way that Daniel Quinn writes,
and like novels, I said, it's just something I need to get. I just probably need to get over. I've read some fiction I thoroughly enjoy.
I mean, although I don't fully agree with his like politics, I think that they're great books. I think you should read them. They just describe things in a different way. They like he uses stories to tell truth.
What I really like are historical fictions, like historical accurate fiction. So it's basically fiction based on historical events.
Yeah,
I can get into that.
Yeah,
yeah.
He wrote another book that wasn't. It was Beyond Civilization. It wasn't a fiction at all. Towards the end of it, Mari just finished reading it. She liked it.
I think I owned that at one point.
Yeah,
I don't think I never read it.
It's very short. You could probably read it in a day. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I struggle with a lot of his ideas in that book. That was the book that kind of turned me away from him more than any of the others. I liked, like, he was like the idea of, joining like a circus type of community. Like, as a example of like, so it's like it's got that anarchist tendency to it, and like the communalism and like the tribalism aspect even, but it's like the homeless, the circus culture, where they take care of each other, they raise their own money for themselves by doing things. So it's still like run like a business. There's people in charge, and that's how things are needed. There needs to be hierarchy, is kind of what he describes, and that's when I was like, but it was still interesting. I like his stuff.
I teeter on that sometimes, though, to be honest with you, because I mean, not everyone wants to be a leader. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think everyone has to be a leader. It's just as long as everyone's treated equal, and have I don't know if that makes sense. You know, but yeah. We were talking earlier about you said that you could one of the first novels you actually got into was the Untold Story of the ALA.
Yeah. And I was gonna mention
Valerie.
Val.
Sorry.
I like that one too. It was a good novel, and a novel that's very, very similar to that in a way.
I mean, I'll be honest, it's terrible writing.
It's entertaining.
I mean, I don't sit down and think you're going to get this groundbreaking book.
I think I just wanted to shout out the Tourist Trail, because super supportive of me and everything, and donated some books to like my support. Even sent me one when I was
go to Amazon and buy it.
Yeah, totally.
Go to whichsidepodcast.com and
it's great. It's like, think of like Sea Shepherd, how they used to be, and then
how they used,
and then like a rogue kind of pseudo romantic.
So kind of like the Monkey Wrench Gang.
It's good.
Okay,
it's good.
You know, I never finished the Monkey Wrench Gang.
No,
I've sat down to read it.
It's got a weird
probably
ending.
a dozen times. I know I've read all of it, just not cover to cover.
Okay, so you know the ending.
Yeah.
Is it giving it away to say that they're all fucking Mormon? So weird.
If you haven't read it by now.
That's so weird. Oh well.
But look where it takes place.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, come on.
It's a good novel.
Yeah, it's good. It's just, yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't really read it cover to cover until I was in prison, though.
Yeah, I've never read it cover to cover.
I remember reading it.
I'm talking like it's almost like years in between picking up. So it's not like...
I took a picture with it by the dam.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I thought it was funny.
You know...
Because it's just right down there. You know?
Have I ever been to that dam?
I went into Arizona for a wedding.
I've never been to the dam.
Yeah?
I lived in Lake Powell for a summer and I never went to the dam.
It's...
or should I call it a reservoir?
Super pretty.
I first cliff diving.
I used a circular filter lens on it, and I could get the different blues.
You know, it's really weird because I feel really conflicted about having that as a recreational place because it should have never been created.
No,
I think most people will agree with that now. It should have never been created. That reservoir. People don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about Lake Powell or
Glendale. Glendale? Is it Glendale Dam?
Reservoir.
Glendale.
Glen Canyon Reservoir.
Glen Canyon. That's right.
Yeah. And so it should have never been created. It was created. It depends on who you talk to, but people will say it was either created as a watershed or it was created just to build
create
jobs.
Yeah. That was very common.
It was very common at the time
to build dams to create jobs.
Yeah, but it covered up huge amounts of archaeological areas, huge canyons. A couple of years ago, the lake had reached an all-time, I should call it reservoir, whatever you want to call it. The body of water, it reached one of the all-time lows that it had been at, and they're uncovering just vast amounts of native culture. And you know,
did you hear about recently an old, I think it was, I want to say Aztec or Mayan, forgive me for not knowing, but it was like a temple that they were actually, it was on somebody's land and they were using the resources from it, and everyone's having a field day. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't think that you should use...
Where is this?
I want to say Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, there's lots
that
of
would be
Mormon lores or stories of Aztec gold hidden in the Utah mountains coming up through here.
Yeah, that's rumored that the Moroni on top of the temple.
Well, this is fact. The gold on the Moroni for the Salt Lake Temple was given to the Mormons by the Navajo tribe. That's fact. That we know that's for sure.
Where they got
they got the gold is where the lores and the stories come into play.
There's rumors of people going and looking for it and then being surrounded by like the Mormon mafia telling them to get out.
Oh, my dad's been searching for it his entire life.
Yeah. Apparently there's just...
people like the story of Chief Wakara, which was the chief at the time, is absolutely amazing. Like, if especially a lot of the Mormon settlers don't really know the conflict between the Mormon settlers and the Navajo tribe here.
There was another massacre on September 11th besides the one we all know, and it was the Mormon Meadow Mountain Massacre.
Yeah, the Mormon Meadow Massacre. One of my favorite quotes of Chief Wakara was, I can't remember why, so forgive me on this one. I'd have to reread. But he sent out scouts to hunt down Brigham Young with the instructions to scalp him and to bite his balls off.
Too bad they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't get him. But that's just like it
was.
It was a very like it was not a like Mormons. A lot of Mormons here just believe it was very welcoming and you're here, we love you. It was not that.
What basically happened is Mormons were being shunned from New York all the way west.
Yeah, like, and so they came here when Utah was not part of the United States.
Yeah,
it was still part of like Mexican territory.
Yeah, it was
or Spanish. I guess it was actually.
It really wasn't controlled by anyone.
It wasn't really controlled by anyone.
And
well, except the native tribes.
Yeah, the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Controlled it, and so Mormons ended up settling, but it was after a lot of bloodshed.
A lot, yeah.
On both sides, and
it was not an easy welcoming here. A lot of Mormons believe that it was, and you look at the history, it definitely, that's why one of the things that Brigham Young did was he would go to a random family and say, "You're going to move here," and point to a place in Utah or Nevada or Idaho or Arizona.
Isn't that where they didn't have like an undesirable section?
They did. In central Utah, they had it just for Pacific Islanders.
Yeah, exactly.
They had that all over the place. They did like lots of fucked up things like that. But they would just point out a family and say, "You need to go here," with the sole intention of driving indigenous people away and settling. Yeah, I mean, that was the intention. It was, you need to go here to get them further away. So, I mean, no better than, what the U.S. government was doing. Basically the same practices.
And eventually it got to the point where still practicing polygamy, the U.S. wanted the Mormons wanted to become a territory.
Yeah.
And the U.S. said, no, unless you fight our wars and drop your polygamy.
Yeah.
And so God changed his mind about polygamy, just like he changed his mind about black people and so many other things.
Yeah.
And I'm conflicted there. It's like, maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe it would have kept more people from fucking joining. But at the same time, like, I'm all for rights.
Yeah, no.
Women are still not allowed to bear the priesthood in the Mormon Church.
No, which the patriarchy there is a whole other thing. What I love about Mormon history and the early Mormon history is I'm a huge fan of it. Maybe this is because I grew up learning so much about it. Because my dad is, he's one of those buffs about it. I mean, he wrote a book just on ghost towns here, and he did a lot of research. But Johnson's Army, the research into Johnson's Army, and what we're taught here in school and the reality of it are vastly different things. If you don't know, Johnson's Army was an army that was deployed here in Utah. This is before they were part of the United States. This is before it was a recognized state, with the sole purpose of annihilating the Mormon population. At the time, they formed the largest military installation in the United States, which is actually just about 4 miles from my house now.
Yeah,
it's not too far away from here. But the whole history of it is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... The Mormons were pretty much socialists.
Oh, I mean, not pretty much. Let's just be honest. Yeah. They have a thing called the Law of Consecration. We probably talked about it when we go on about boring things. But yeah, it's state socialism because everything is owned by the church.
Yeah.
And then divvied out from the church.
And They had their own currency.
They did for a long time.
And
if you can find one of the
Super
original
rare.
pieces, super rare, super expensive. Again, my dad's been looking for one his entire life.
they had their own language. They had their own alphabet.
They have everything.
Yeah.
They were completely separate.
It was super interesting.
Yeah,
Mormon history. I mean, I like.
I'm just a fan of history.
Yeah,
because
religious history. Everything
awesome.
is super.
I mean,
cool.
not awesome. Like, it's awesome what they did. It's
Yeah.
awesome to learn.
Genocide.
Like, yeah, I'm not saying that. It's just, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, Wakara. There's even, which is really funny to me. There's Wakara Way here. Up in
Yeah,
University of
that's
Utah,
right,
which is
where-
a bunch of like where animal research is done.
Animal research. There's a
And every time I see it, I'm like,
Hospitals.
he would not like that.
no.
Like reading his biographies, I highly recommend it if you're interested in that history at all. It's amazing what Chief Wakaro did
Yeah, and so that's
and how he fought.
There's
And you know
El Dorado.
he did eventually get baptized into the LDS, into faith, but from how I understand it, and again I'm not an expert, it was more as a way of protecting the people instead of, you know.
okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
One. I don't know how to take it a lot of times, but there was a chief, one of the last Inca chiefs. He was Christianized before. He fought so hard, lost terribly. They just couldn't compete, and before they executed him, they gave him the opportunity to be baptized. Why at that point would you choose to be baptized?
Maybe you think they'll save
That
you.
they'll save you.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
knows?
you never know.
You know what? Before you go in a second, let's play Anarchy Answers.
Anarchy Answers.
Pull the government.
We need to do the poll.
Oh, we haven't done the poll yet. We might not be able to do Anarchy Answers. Poll. Favorite table gambling game?
I'm a craps man myself.
23% of you guys said poker. 23% said craps. Oh, I should say 24 and 24.
Yeah.
They're right there. Both said poker and craps. I'm a craps person. I love playing craps. You lose a ton of fucking money, or you win a ton of money. Like, there's no in between on that one.
And you just don't think of it as money.
I never played roulette. Ever. Never done
Roulette's okay. It's a game of chance, like any other.
I mean,
I guess,
I've read strategies on how you can play.
I've never played more than black or red. Like, I don't know how to play other than that.
Basically, the strategies I've always read that, which is next to impossible to play, like in places like Vegas now, is don't play on places that have 00. Because there's ways of playing with places that only have the single 0 that will give you almost exact same odds as the house. But 00 puts the odds slightly in favor of the house.
It turns it to like 48% on each.
Something like that. Yeah.
Which is significantly high.
Yeah.
But it's still 4% or 4% window. But.
My favorite was I don't gamble. I'm an anarchist. Fuck capitalism. We had 11% say that.
And then I don't gamble. I'm religious. Praise the Lord.
None of you.
None of you are religious.
None of you.
That's so shocking. You think somebody believed in God out there?
You know, I get bored playing blackjack now, though.
Yeah, I do. I used to put like $20 down on the table and could probably sit all night on it. If you,
I never could sit with 20, but I could sit with like 100 or so.
If you play conservatively and it's a minimum table, like
you're talking like two to three. Yeah, you're not talking like Vegas Strip. You're talking like way off. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't gamble in Vegas. I am.
If you're in Vegas, don't gamble on the Strip.
No, go to
Fremont or go fucking farther out. Like, it's cheaper.
Yeah,
it's more fun. You get real people instead of rich fucks.
Yep. But I'm not going to be gambling when I'm there for the Association of Professional.
No, because you're going to go and eat the Win 3-course vegan meal.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think it's $80, maybe $90.
Yeah, it's good. I have a banquet ticket to. They have vegan food there.
Do they? Go to the Red Velvet. I love the Red Velvet. They have a new...
That's what it was called. I was trying to remember the name of it.
They have a new place inside the Fashion Mall.
Yeah, right across from the Wynn.
Right across from the Wynn.
They had a great taco salad last time.
It's really good there. If you guys haven't been there in Vegas, but you got it. You're gonna get me donuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I mean, that's just a given.
I'm gonna eat donuts probably
the
on
entire
a daily basis.
Yeah, that's what we always do. First thing we do is go to Ronald's Donuts.
Yeah.
Stock up, and then you go there again right before you leave.
Yeah, you get sick on donuts,
Fuck
and I'm gonna be there for a week.
My favorite is the donut holes because you just fucking pop them.
And they give you them for free sometimes.
God, they give you so many. You'd be like, I'm going to get these 7 dozen donuts that we're taking in for friends. And then I'm going to get like 2 dozen donut holes for the car ride. And they're like, here's 7 dozen donut holes. You're like, holy fuck.
It's like, oh, you're from Utah.
Yeah. Sweetest people though. Like if you guys go there,
super
you're
cool.
Sweetest people, go there early.
I feel bad though. I was talking to Jake about it.
Usually you have to call. If you're going to go there and buy a lot, call a day or two ahead and let them know. They'll make them special for you so they don't run out.
Yeah, and I usually feel bad because like I know like I was talking with Jake. We know that there's other options, but why
the fuck? Yeah.
Why get anything but a cream filled and a jelly? That's all I need.
I don't even want the jelly. I want cream filled.
Cream filled all day.
Cream filled. Oh. Like if you
donuts.
guys don't know what we're talking about, you guys are totally missing out.
Ronald's Donuts is the best thing ever.
Vegan cream filled chocolate covered donuts.
What was that donut place?
Not even cake donuts. Like donut donuts.
Glazed donuts. You want anything? You're just.
They have apple fritters.
You go in there and it's like it's in like the Asian district and
because they're not like a vegan restaurant.
No,
they're not a vegan donut shop.
They just are vegan.
They're just vegan, but they'll separate them.
They have non-vegan ones too.
Yeah. But they tell you it's not like they're mixed in or anything.
Yeah, and it's super funny because like people just go there like as a typical like daily routine. Like they go in, get $1 cheap ass.
They always look at you really weird because
Yeah.
you're like, I'll take this entire row.
Yeah, and then they get like the crazy vegans coming in because it's just a hot spot for vegans.
Yeah,
and so they're usually super nice because the regulars are just like sipping their like
they're sitting there coffee in their donut,
7-Eleven coffee in their donut, and then the kids come in. I want everything. They're like fucking weirdos.
And they're I'm not gonna say they're cheap, but they're not expensive.
No,
they're just normal like donut prices.
Better than Krispy Kreme prices.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know Krispy Kreme. So.
I mean I haven't either. I just knew that because somebody told me.
Yeah, so I'm always stoked. And if you go there, just individually wrap them, like, and they last for a lot longer.
Yeah,
like they're good.
Just put them in like a.
Like I always just get like saran
Ziploc
wrap
bags.
I just get saran wrap and then
really?
just wrap them in saran wrap.
Do you think a Ziploc would work? Because I'm lazy.
Ziploc would probably work, but I mean, if you're just getting them right before you leave and you're driving here, it's only like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah,
6-hour drive. Whatever. They'll fine for 2 or 3 days.
I'm not gonna wrap your guys'.
Don't wrap them.
Yeah.
There's no point. I'll eat them too quickly.
Mm-hmm. I have to bring back a few boxes.
Yeah, it always happens.
Gotta hook up the ABC for sure.
I had a previous employee who knew that I loved them so much that they one time were out there and they were flying and they flew me home 2 dozen donuts.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
Super cool.
Like you had to carry this box through like security and
yeah. I had a voodoo donut for the first time. I've never had one.
They're good. Yeah.
I had it. It was good. It was like a.
They're cakey though.
Yeah,
cake
it was a cake donut. It was like a
nothing against cake donuts. They're just
powdered sugar cake donut.
Yeah,
like you would.
Do you know
get
what I miss? Like the packaged crumb donuts.
Oh, those are so good, aren't they?
Like long fucking time ago, the Lily Debbie ones were vegan.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think
God,
because I remember eating them.
I was like 17. I don't remember when they stopped, but
yeah. I remember eating vegan cake or vegan crumb donuts.
Yeah,
best thing ever.
They might not have been Lily Debbie brand. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But, oh god.
Fuck. There needs to be somebody that makes me a vegan crumb donut. I will pay you in sexual favors. Like it doesn't matter.
I'm right there. So we'll tag team you. We'll whatever your fantasy is.
Sorry, Maury.
We get it. I'm not sorry, Callie. She'll be like, I want a crumb donut. I'm down. You do what you have to do.
You do. Is that prostitution if you pay in crumb donuts?
I think it's only if it's mandatory.
No, I mean you don't have to.
You don't have
to have sex.
I mean, I'm down for whatever.
I could give you a hug too.
Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
High five. I mean, I prefer not to have sex.
High five your genitals.
With that,
I do you.
I bid you farewell.
Due to financial situations, Which Side Podcast has sort is sold out and needs your money. If you are going to purchase anything online, please click through the Amazon Hypertext Transfer Protocol code on our worldwide webpage, whichsidepodcast.com. Thank you for your continued support. 011001101101101010101010101010101 fuck shit damn.